All right. Sports and stuff. Vince and Ryan going over week 4 NFL. We're really excited about some of these matchups. Let's get into that video. I meant to say video thing, but video things. Ryan's the one who started that off in our first episode, and it's been a thing ever since. But I screwed that one up. But anyway, we're gonna keep that in. So like and subscribe and share with your friends on YouTube. 5-star review on Apple and Spotify podcasts. We're trying to get a subscription base through Apple Podcasts and support us on Patreon. All right. Thursday Night Football. And it's already here. I love the fact that there's not football on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but that's 5 days a week of football, whether it be college or the pros. Well, actually, I mean, there's Friday night college football, but not a lot of people watch that. But anyway, we're going through the NFL here. Lions, Packers, Thursday, tomorrow night. All right. So I'll start off here. There are injuries on both sides of the ball here and on both teams. I mean, the Lions look like they're getting David Montgomery and Taylor Decker, their left tackle, back. Packers situation, on the other hand, is a little more unclear. So we'll wait to see. But Packers just came off a huge comeback win over the Saints. What was that, Ryan?
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
In the game. That's all I meant.
Yeah. The Lions, they're one of the favorites to make the playoffs. Packers have played nail biters. They've scored 18 points in the fourth quarter after being down 17-0. I was at the Ravens game with my friend Alex, and he's a Saints fan. So the fact that him and I both had our teams lose really close games is pretty sad. I would stay away from this game. There's just too many question marks on both teams, and you're in Lambeau Field. Packers have been playing well. The Lions have a better team, but this is kind of like that Vikings-Chargers matchup last week, where it's like you don't really know what's going to happen. So, in my opinion, I would, if I were you and you were trying to make money, I would avoid this game. Do you agree with me, Ryan?
I kind of do, but come on, man. There's only one game on Thursday night. You got to get some type of action going. I mean, I like to bet every day, try to stay on top of it, bet responsibly. But, I mean, Lions at the Packers. So you got the Lions 2-1 to the spread. Packers 3-0 to the spread. Traditionally on Thursday night, the home teams, I think they have the advantage there statistically. So, I mean, I am kind of leaning towards the Packers, but with everything you just said, with everything being questionable, I kind of feel like this is a no-brainer under kind of situation. I think the total, I don't have anything recent in front of me.
Let me look this up here.
When I was looking, I think the total was about 46, maybe 46.5. So, I mean, I'm probably going to roll with the under on this one.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty safe to say points are probably going to be a little hard to come by. Nobody's really sure who's playing, so there's a chance this total may drop too by the time the game starts once we get some more information.
Yeah. So, looking up the matchups here.
Pull some stuff up too.
Yeah. Okay. So. Take a look.
I have like my mic in the worst spot. It's blocking most of my typing.
Yeah, I always have to fool around with my mic because it sometimes blocks the my other screen that I'm trying to look at.
Scroll this. I'm just gonna look on my phone.
So the spread, Detroit's favored by 1.5, and the over under total is 45.5. So you said 46.5. I guess it must have dropped one.
Yeah, I kind of think this is going to be leaning towards an under, and I think it's probably going to drop maybe one or two more by the time the
Yeah, the
game.
over is minus 115 and the under is minus 105. So you're actually going to get more money betting the under. I like the under on this one as well. But that's why I said that the spread is so close. Kind of a toss up here. All right. Next game, Atlanta and Jacksonville.
Going to Sunday.
Going to Sunday, but it's in England. Jacksonville
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Jackson dominates at what's the field? Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
I don't know the names of anything over there, but yeah, I did know that the Jags do frequent London.
Yeah, they're London? The team that plays the most in London. They're so far, and they have like the best record.
Well, they play the most.
Yeah, I mean, but they also like I don't think if they've lost, they've maybe lost once in London.
If they've lost, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they lost. I was not watching. I remember when they beat the Ravens, horrible. Like they beat them badly in London when Flacco was the quarterback. Anyway, Jacksonville is -3, and the over/under on this game 43.5. Even payout either way, -110. So money line again, pretty even. Atlanta +130, Jacksonville -154. But I would lean here. I would lean -3 with Jacksonville, and if that number drops to -2.5, I would absolutely take that bet. Just they play well in London. I don't care what their record is. Giving them a field goal chance here, I think they'll win. And plus, we all know Desmond Ridder for the Falcons. He doesn't play well outside of Atlanta, so I just don't see this one going Atlanta's way. What about you?
I mean, the Jags got beat up by the Texans last week, right? That was them.
Yeah. CJ Stroud,
somebody else out there,
a rookie quarterback, top 5 in passing yards.
I'd probably lean towards the Jags, like you said. You said the line was at 3.
Yeah,
I'd definitely go Jags -3. I mean, just how dominant they are in London, like you were saying, it just sounds like the better move here. I think they bounce back, especially after giving the Texans the first win last week. Maybe their only. We'll get to that game later.
I don't even know if I want to go through this next game because this game is just so bad. But we have to do it. I'd rather watch paint dry on a wall than watch this game.
Which one is
Denver
it?
Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Ugh. 2-0-3 teams. Denver is -3.5 favorites on the road. Goes to show you how much disrespect the Bears are getting, which, in my opinion, it's more factual than disrespect. Bears fans might think it'd be disrespect, but have they seen their team play the last 3 weeks? I mean, they are just a terribly run organization. Owner doesn't know what he's doing. Fields is making all the wrong reads, throwing it into his offensive lineman. He can't even get the ball out.
The coaches
correctly.
suck.
Yeah, just not a good situation in Chicago. But 3.5. And then the over/under on this one is 46. Oh, I would hammer the under here. It's -110 payout either way. But yeah, I would definitely hammer the under. 46 points. I mean, I could see this game going like 20-13 or something. But I would lean Denver here. I just don't trust Chicago until I see otherwise. I just don't trust them. Not because Denver's good, but because Chicago's just that much worse. Some power rankings have Chicago like the worst team in football. Any thoughts, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Bears. I'm second guessing myself since we're recording this, but haven't the Bears scored no points at all this season in the first half? I think that's correct. So, I mean, honestly, I'm probably going to get behind the Broncos first half spread. Most likely, whatever they
Mm.
set it to, I'm just going to take it.
What about the just outright winning the first half, not even on the spread?
I think the spread's a better payout, but
Yeah, you're right.
the outright winning, I can't say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Outright
outright
winning
winning. That's hard to say.
is most. I feel like now you're talking down to me.
Oh, my bad.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I'd probably definitely lean towards the spread on the Broncos first half. I mean, really, this game could go either way as they play the full game, but I mean, the under is definitely a strong play, something I'll probably have also.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to watch the game.
I'm curious if there's a future bet on if the Bears will win 2+ games this year.
Well, my future bet from the beginning was the Cardinals would be the worst team, but so far it's looking like Chicago, Carolina, Denver, Minnesota are all 0-3. But Carolina and Chicago are like battling each other for like the worst because they're those teams. And the Jets too with Zach Wilson. I mean, the Jets just signed Trevor Siemian. So that's how desperate they are. Trevor Siemian, come on. Next game, the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is a -2.5 favorite at home. Both teams are 2-1, tied for first in the AFC North. This one is tricky because Cleveland is first in most defensive categories. Their front four is insane. Myles Garrett is looking like he's playing like Defensive Player of the Year. We saw the Colts blitz 40% of the time against the Ravens. And when you have two hobbled guys who are potentially coming back on their offensive line, the Ravens, against Myles Garrett and that defensive front, the over-under is 40.5. I still would take the under. This game is looking like a 14-10, 17-14, 17-13 kind of game. So, but in terms of picks, yeah, this one's tough. I mean, I could see Cleveland winning by a field goal and covering barely, but that's what I would lean. Pains me to say it as a Ravens fan, but I just don't see the Ravens winning this game. Too many injuries, and Cleveland has too good of a defense. What about you, Ryan?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely tough to say. Both teams 2-1 to the spread so far. I mean, the Ravens just have so many players out just on injury. It's kind of hard to tell where they even are right now.
They're cursed.
I mean, yeah, definitely cursed, but I can't tell if they still have enough weapons to do something here this season. So right now, I am kind of leaning towards the Browns, but I'm really not sure how I'm going to go with this game. I'm kind of curious how the line moves by the time by the time the game starts.
Yeah, I don't see it moving too much more since it's at 2.5. I could see it maybe going to 1.5, but I don't see
Oh,
it
I
going.
didn't. Sorry, I didn't even hear you said that. When I looked at it, it was at 3.
Yeah, I'm looking at Action Network's spread now, and it's at 2.5. So, I mean, at most, I could see it moving down to 2, maybe, unless like more guys come. But like, Ravens are getting back. Potentially, Linderbaum and Ronnie Stanley both practiced. Marcus Williams practiced, so we got some guys who have injured who are practicing. So maybe they'll just stay at 2.5. Another game, 2.5. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are underdogs by 2.5 points. They're getting 2.5 at home. Another game where I would bet the under. 41. It's a similar situation. Ravens Browns 40.5. Cincinnati Tennessee 41.
They usually put it that low for a reason.
Yeah,
Like,
and
definitely.
I mean, look at the Bengals, how they played against the Rams. They scored 4 field goals and a touchdown. And it was a 19-16 game. Joe Burrow is not healthy. He came back way too soon. His calf is clearly bothering him. He can only throw short routes for the most part. because he has to get rid of the ball quickly because he doesn't want to get hit or take any sort of pressure at all. So you're just a lot of dinking and dunking, and their offense doesn't look like it's what it should be or what it could potentially be like it's been in the past. And then Tennessee is just a run team, and they get one-dimensional quick if you make Ryan Tannehill just pass all the time. If he doesn't have a run game, then he's terrible. He's good if he gets a play action going because he has Derrick Henry in the backfield, but Cincinnati has a stout line, so this is going to be another one where it's going to be like 20-17, 37, something like that. I think that's what it was. Was it it was an AFC divisional game? The Bengals won by a field goal or something. It was tight at Tennessee, so I don't see it being much different this go around.
This is like a revenge game.
Yeah, a revenge game for Tennessee because they're the ones who lost.
Yeah.
I hope Tennessee wins as a Ravens fan. But I think it's going to be 3-point game. So the spread is -2.5 for Cincinnati. I would actually lean Tennessee to pull the upset here at home. But I don't feel as confident as the betting the under on this one, 41. A lot of close matchups here. Next game, this one's going to be a fun game. Buffalo -3 at home against the Miami Dolphins. Miami is +3. They have the best offense in most, if not every single statistical category by a large margin compared to everybody else in the NFL. Going up against the Bills defense that picked off the Commanders 4 times, and their defense is starting to look like its old self and getting into stride. They're also at home, so that's I guess why they're favored. But Miami, I feel like this is going to be like a 1-point game. So Miami win or lose, I'd take them on. I'd lean them +3. I would lean +3, and if it goes anything below that, I would definitely take them. I honestly think Miami is just going to win this game outright. Then let's look at the spread here. Wow, that's a pretty. It makes sense considering they scored 70 points last week. The over/under is 53.5. That one's a little tough. So if you want guaranteed money, I'd probably avoid betting the over/under because it could be that the Bills at home defense could shut down that Miami offense, and all of a sudden it's a lower scoring game than you think. Look at what the Patriots did to Miami. It was 24-17. That's way under 53.5. So who knows? Sean McDermott could dial something up. What about you, Ryan? What do you think?
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to say that I mistakenly was against the Dolphins on the spread last week, and I'm not going to make the same mistake again. So I'm definitely on the Dolphins here. I have no idea why they're the underdog. I know the Bills are the Bills at home. To me, I just don't see it. I could see Miami winning by a touchdown. I don't see this being a blowout, like a crazy win, but
it's not going to be 70-20 again.
Yeah, Tua is just playing incredible. I don't know what's really more impressive right now because I think Miami's defense has been incredible too. I think they've been able to make some pretty good stops. I
think Tua and the offense has been more impressive.
Well, definitely, I guess with Tua, because I know he's been passing for crazy yardage,
but they have Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, who are both great. I think Pro Football Focus has them at their offensive position, respectively. Like 4 Dolphins players are like the best at their respective position, which is just bonkers. Tua is the best rated quarterback. Tyreek Hill is the best rated receiver. Raheem Mostert's the best rated running back, and then they have like an offensive lineman or something. Yeah. So Miami as an underdog, it's not going to happen much this year. So betting public, we would strongly recommend taking the Dolphins here.
Well, I guess I should add something too. I did notice too, though, when I was looking through some stuff earlier, that historically the Dolphins do not play well at Bills Stadium. I guess, well, not that. That's not what the stadium is called, but they don't play good at the Bills.
I don't even know what the Bills Stadium's called anymore, to be honest with you. It's like it's
I don't
owned by
even care.
different companies. Yeah, exactly. Who cares?
Just go get some goddamn chicken wings.
Yeah. Go to Niagara Falls. Get some wings and some Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
Go smash a table or two. Get yourself lit on fire.
Either way, I'm definitely all over the Dolphins. There's a chance here. I'm probably going to be a little stupid, maybe juice it a little, and probably do a Dolphins -3 as an alternate spread. Just while they have.
Oh, that's really juicing it, going the exact opposite from the Bills.
I mean, I see it happening. I see them winning by a touchdown.
Yeah.
No idea where this total is going to land, though.
Yeah, 53.5. That's pretty high.
I think there's a chance. I think the over does hit, but I mean, definitely a long shot. We'll pretty much know by the first quarter if that original over is going to hit.
Yeah, like. Yeah, that's a hard one. This game's not so close. Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are -8.5. Pretty big number. At home. Over under 43.5. Commanders have played them tough the past few times. Sam Howell's never played the Eagles, though, and the Eagles defense, after the Bills did what they did to Sam Howell, the Eagles are, like, licking their chops, man. Defensive line for the Eagles is unstoppable. Bills picked off Sam Howell 4 times. They're at Philly. Washington got blown out. Philadelphia blew out Tampa. So a potential for a letdown game here after coming off a blowout on the road, then host a divisional opponent. Division games tend to be closer just in general. So 8.5. Ryan, what do you think? Do you like the Phillies? Philly. Wow. Holy smokes.
You like Philly?
Yep. We're O's fans over here. We got baseball in the brain too. Different episode. So do you like the Eagles covering here? 8.5?
I mean, right now, the Eagles are 2-0 with a push to the spread, and the Commanders are 1-2 to the spread. So, I mean, I really think they could keep it close here in the first half. I think this is going to be a really competitive first half, actually. But the Eagles are probably going to pull away in the second half. And
that's exactly what I thought,
actually. They're going to be able to cover.
Yeah, I think Philly wins by 10. They cover. All right. Next game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Divisional game at New Orleans in the Superdome. New Orleans -3. We don't know if Derek Carr is playing or not, so that's a big one. Because I don't know about
backup's better.
Jameis Winston is not better than Derek Carr. I'm sorry. Taysom Hill, I guess you could run or do the gadget plays. I don't know. Over under is 40.5, so they're expecting a low scoring game here. New Orleans has a great defense, and Tampa Bay, for their first test against a real defense, they put up 11 points. So if I were to lean, I would feel more comfortable doing the money line here than the spread. And that would take New Orleans straight up. I think New Orleans wins like 24-23. Tampa Bay covers, so that's why I take the money line. What do you think?
I'm torn on this game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, this is a game I'm definitely not going to bet. So, like, I really don't have much to say for it. I mean,
moving on.
Yeah. I didn't really.
That's the best analysis. You don't need to pretend like you know everything for every game, you know?
Yeah, I just didn't even look at this one, honestly. I just saw they were playing. I was like, ugh.
Fellow viewers, we're here to bring you genuine takes here. We're not going to pretend like we know everything because we don't. But we're going to give you the best analysis that we can. Carolina, Minnesota, 2-0-3 teams. Again, the second game that features 2 0-3 teams. This game is more interesting because Minnesota's offense is, fun to watch with Jefferson. Minnesota's -4. But this is a game I'm probably going to fade and just not bet because they play the Chargers. Chargers obviously have a much better offense than Carolina. I really don't know much about this Carolina team other than they're making Bryce Young look way worse than he actually is because they have no supporting cast around him. And I kind of feel bad for the guy, honestly. Nice kid out of Alabama, rookie quarterback. And Minnesota is just so unpredictable, man. Like, I don't even know. Should they be 0-3? No one actually knows. Kirk Cousins leads the league in passing, and they're 0-3. So it's like, we don't know what's going on with this team. So I'd probably fade this game. Ryan, are you betting this one?
I probably won't put a lot of money down, but I will probably take a shot here with the Vikings. I mean, really, I'm just not impressed from what I've seen from the Panthers. I mean, is Bryce Young playing?
Yeah, that's another thing. He's like questionable.
Yeah, I mean, with him questionable, I just really feel like the Panthers are going to fall apart out there, and Kirk Cousins is going to get a chance for a win here. So
I don't think it looks different with or without Bryce Young. They fall apart regardless.
Justin Jefferson's playing. There's no injury with him, right?
No,
I can't. I didn't even watch the game last week for Vikings, but
no.
Yeah, I guess I feel like Justin Jefferson's going to have a big game here. I feel like they're just going to keep feeding him the ball, and there's really nothing the Panthers are probably going to do about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. This next game's definitely a toss-up. Colts -1.5 against the Rams at home. Colts don't know if it's going to be Anthony Richardson or Gardner Minshew stepped back out of the back of the end zone against the Ravens last week, and they got a safety. So if Gardner Minshew's out there, Aaron Donald I think is going to eat them up. I think the Rams, Matt Stafford, bounce back. They barely lost to Cincinnati on the road. Indianapolis is worse than Cincinnati. I know Indianapolis just came off a huge win against the Ravens. They were underdogs, so after that emotional toll on the road in the rain, I think they're down for a letdown game, and I think the Rams come in. Aaron Donald is going to wreak havoc on the Colts offensive line, and I don't care if it's Richardson or Minshew out there. I think the Rams win by 4 points. So they're +1.5. I would lean them, and I would be comfortable, throwing some money on them. See what the over-under is here. 46.5. Pretty standard over-under. Brian, what do you think?
I mean, in these games where they're already putting the spread so close, I'm almost always going to be on, like, the underdog. I mean, I really don't see why not. I mean, you get a little bit of a better pay. They're saying that they're they're trying to just get money on both sides, I guess. But I don't know. I'd probably take the Rams. They were Rams +1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably take the Rams here. I feel like it could be close. Yeah, I'll probably go they'll win by 3. Maybe a field goal at the end.
Yeah. Houston's hosting Pittsburgh. The Texans host the Steelers. Houston's +3 at home against the Steelers. I think D'Amico Ryans is going to draw something up good against Kenny Pickett and that Steelers offense. CJ Stroud, on the other hand, is going to struggle because the Steelers defense is similar to the Ravens defense, and the Ravens defense made him see ghosts out there. I know CJ Stroud's played better his next 2 games, but I would definitely take the under on this one. The over-under is 41.5. I think that's kind of high for this game. I did say that last time when the Steelers played the Browns, and they put up a lot more points on the Browns than I would have thought. Now, granted, Steelers defense put up 14 of those points. So the only way I see this game going over is if there's some defensive touchdowns in this game. Potentially, but I like the under here. As you can tell, I'm not a big betting on the over. That's To me, that's always a lot riskier move than betting on the unders. I've hit a lot more unders. Football, basketball, baseball than the overs. You going with your hometown Steelers?
I'm not from Pittsburgh, but I have a lot of family from Pittsburgh. But
It was an inside
I
joke
am.
because I'm the only one who knows that.
Well, not anymore.
Exactly. It's no longer an inside joke.
Either way, still support the Steelers. So, I mean, I'm going to have to roll with the Steelers here. I really feel like they're going to have a big game here. Huh?
Spread?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
They're the favorite, right?
Yeah, -3.
What's the money line at?
Money line.
I'm looking for it. I don't even see it.
-144.
Oh, there it is. Huh. I don't know. I feel like the money line may be a safer take here. I mean, I feel like if you take the -3, there's a solid chance we end up getting a push on this game.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
the payout is not much different between the money line and the spread here.
It probably is going to be pretty close. Houston having a big win last week, just being able to get one, I guess, and now they're going to be at home.
Yeah.
I'm still probably going to lean towards Steelers -3. Sorry, I just want to put that out there.
All right.
Money line may be safer. Good.
He's a Steelers fan, so he's going to go with the spread, even though for you out there, probably the safer bet's go money line. All right, next game. The Chargers -5.5 hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Chargers win by a touchdown here. The Raiders are possibly without Jimmy G, and he wasn't even that good when he was starting.
Who's the Raiders' backup?
Don't even know his name, so I have no idea. And the Chargers, Justin Herbert, first in the league in completion percentage. He threw for 407 yards last week. That's right. He threw for over 400 yards last week. He was 40 of 47. He was 40 of 47. He only threw 7 incompletions, and he threw it 47 times. Keenan Allen had 18. That's right. 18. Peyton Manning, 18 catches for 215 yards. That's just like Madden numbers, like bonkers. So I think the Chargers put him up big, and I think they win by 2 touchdowns over the Raiders. I don't see the Raiders the Raiders. I feel bad. Sorry to my dad, but I just don't see it.
You don't see this being close at all?
No, I don't.
Oh man.
I will be happily wrong I will be happy to be wrong. But the Chargers offense right now is on another level. I know their defense hasn't been that great, but you're playing the Raiders. The Raiders offense has not been that good. So, okay, biggest spread of the week. The Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Arizona Cardinals are +14.
Oh, man.
2 touchdown spread. Oof.
So, I mean, last week I confidently took the 49ers. Like, I kind of feel like it's going to be a repeat here for me. I mean, I feel like they're the best team in the league. They whooped the hell out of my team.
I think Miami's better. I would say they're second best.
It's a little hard, though, because the Cardinals are going to be full of themselves coming into this game. They just whooped on the Cowboys, which we'll get to next, I assume.
Yes, but before we get there, though, so you think San Francisco is better than the Dolphins?
Oh, by far. Yeah.
By far?
Yeah, wow. I would say that.
By far? I don't know about that.
When do they play? Do you know?
I don't even know if they play. I'd have to look. I think the Dolphins are slightly better. I mean, when you put up 70 points on any NFL team and your defense has been playing as way it has, I'd love to see that. That'd actually be a fun Super Bowl to watch.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, when do they play the Super Bowl?
There's going to be a lot of people betting on that. So San Francisco -14. If that number goes down, I would lean San Francisco -14. If it goes down under 2 touchdowns, I definitely would take San Francisco. Arizona just came off an emotional win against the Cowboys. No one expected them to win, but San Francisco is a whole different animal. So, yeah, I'm with you there. All right, speaking of those Cowboys, they are 6.5-point favorites at home against the New England Patriots. Hmm.
Do you want to start or?
Yeah, if I were to bet the Cowboys, I'd bet them on the money line. I think they win the game, but I think New England covers 6.5 because Bill Belichick is, the defensive genius that he is.
They're like minus 275 on the money line. What are you going to parlay it?
Well, if you're betting, I don't think Dallas is going to cover. So that's why I would take the money line.
Okay.
I think Dallas wins by 4 points, but Bill Belichick's defense is going to give Dak Prescott some fits, I think. I'm not saying their offense. I'm never vouching for New England's offense. And I would take the under because both defenses are stout. The over-under on this game, 43.5. Oh my gosh, that's high for me. Cowboys defense is great. New England's defense is solid. I think New England covers the 6.5. They lose by 4. Now, Ryan, are we going to embrace sports debate here? Am I totally wrong?
I mean, for me, I'm definitely going Cowboys because I looked at this game before and I think that I had the line at 7, so I was ready to take them at -7. So I'm definitely taking them at -6.5.
Rams -42.
I mean, for me, I really feel like I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to stop them here. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to get blown out, but I definitely think they're going to lose, probably by 10 points.
A little behind the curtain here. That joke about the Rams. Every time Ryan would say the Bengals would win, I kept saying the Rams would win by more and more points just to be a troll. They proved me wrong. They lost. I was just being emotional too, hoping the Bengals would lose, go to 0-3. Oh, this is going to be, I don't know. I have no idea why this is a Sunday night game. Actually, I do know why, because it's supposed to be Aaron Rodgers. It's the Kansas City Chiefs at the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes against Zach Wilson, not nearly as much of a Sunday night headline versus Rodgers against Mahomes. The spread would be closer to. New York Jets are +9.5 at home.
So I guess about the Jets, though, I mean, you've seen how social media is crazy right now with all these quarterbacks that are possibly going to the Jets. They're possibly interviewing with somebody. Do you think the Jets really pick up anybody else?
Not other than Trevor Siemian, not that I've seen.
I'm just wondering, I'm curious, do you think they would at some point go, crap, we should sign a free agent as a quarterback and get the Zach Wilson kid out? Or do you think they try to stick with him and try to coach him up?
See, that's the funny thing. The defense, there's been sources reporting that the defense is having a really internal struggle in the locker room with the head coach. Defense wants them to move on from Zach Wilson. Coach wants to stick with Zach Wilson.
How accurate is that rumor, though?
I mean, I've seen on a few different. I mean, it's not a rumor because, well, I've seen Sauce Gardner talk about Zach Wilson wanting to be. He wants him out because he's like, we're too good of a defense to have this offense playing as bad as it is. And then Robert Saleh was like, he's after that loss against the Patriots. He was like, he's our guy. And I'm like, this guy's a moron. Like, who in the world would ever back Zach Wilson? Like, come on. What are we doing? Even the Cardinals. Some Cardinals players are like making fun of the Jets. They have a good run game. That's what the Chiefs player just said recently, too. Anything good to say about the Jets offense? Yeah, they can run the ball.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win here by 10 points and cover.
The only thing I'll say is I think I think historically the Chiefs are not good against the spread.
That is true.
There is a chance that a stronger play for this may be to take your other favorite play and parlay it with the money line for the Chiefs, but
that's a good idea.
You could even probably get a decent, I mean, not a good price, but you could still probably get a better price than the money line on like a lesser of a spread for the Chiefs. Like you can kind of bring it down on the alternate spread, but again, for me, I just don't think I can't lay more than 7 points on the Chiefs.
Yeah, that might be the safer bet would take the money line and parlay it with, say, Dallas, or parlay it with San Francisco, or make Dallas and San Francisco parlay.
Or the Steelers.
or the Steelers. For those who don't know, when you parlay, you put more on a leg and you get a better payout. So that's why we're saying if you want to get a better payout, you put favorites and you put them together and you get a better payout versus taking one favorite. Then you barely get paid anything out if you're picking them straight up.
And I would strictly say to stick to a 2-leg.
Yeah, 2 legs, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 27. I've seen FanDuel. Someone posted that was like a 27-leg parlay. It was like a $2 bet, and they won $25,000 or something crazy. All right, last game. This is gonna be a fun game, and a lot of professional bettors are taking the Monday Night Football. A lot of professional bettors are wanting to take the over on this game. Manning Cast is back for this week, and of course it makes sense because it's the New York Football Giants hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Eli Manning's team. Prime time. New York Giants are -1.5 hosting the Seahawks. I don't know how comfortable I'd feel picking this game, but I'm fairly confident I would pick the over. Primetime games typically don't have over. You don't want to go, but these offenses have been playing decent, and also the defenses are not that good for either team. So the over-under is 47.5. I have it could be like 30-27 or 28-24 or something like that. So what do you think, Ryan?
I mean, the Giants are horrible. I mean, the coaching staff is probably the one that should be taking a lot of the heat. I mean, really.
Not Danny Dimes.
I mean, I feel like if everybody keeps getting on these guys, then something's going to happen. I mean, they're going to just straight up quit. I mean, I can see it. I can see somebody just be like, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. Screw it. I already got my millions.
Oh, exactly.
But I mean, I don't know. I'd probably still lean towards the Seahawks here. I mean, again, like Seahawks are the underdog.
Yes, they're underdog by +1.5.
Why?
I guess because the Giants are at home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be on the Seahawks +1.5 for sure. I mean, I think this is finally where the Giants get a chance to be a little more competitive, kind of like that Cardinals game. But like at the same time, I really just don't see the Seahawks dropping this one. Losing, I guess.
Yeah. So we have Instagram and Twitter. We're going to post some actual picks, solidified picks on there. So be sure to look at our social media pages there. And Vince's votes, Cush's Corner, Will's winners, potentially. Maybe we'll get some winners from Will. I think we have a good slate of games this upcoming weekend. Can't believe football's back already. Thursday night. Here we go. I will say there's going to be some surprise picks. You never know. We could say one thing here, and then maybe we change our mind last minute and put a surprise pick.
And
maybe a special parlay.
A lot of that's with line movement too. So with the lines 100% most likely going to move for a fair amount of these games by the time game day hits. That's when a lot of decisions are made too.
And if you support us on Patreon, one of the perks is we'll give at any sport. You can literally any sport you request from us. We will research it and give you a bet. That's a $5 a month if you're going to support us. So any sport you want, we'll give you a suggestion and we'll what?
I was not told about this.
Go to our Patreon account, get exclusive content, and outside of the main four, we cover MLB, NBA, NFL, NCAA football, and basketball. If you want cricket, if you want, I don't know, college hockey, I don't know, whatever the sport, we'll do some research and we'll give you our best thoughts. That's only if you support us on Patreon. Only $5 a month, guys. All right. Again, Ryan's face says it all. If you're watching.
So again, another thing I want to add too, I know we just ran through a lot of picks here, a lot of sides, totals, but again, we don't place bets on every single thing we just went through. I just don't want someone to get really mad in the comments like, oh, I placed all these bets and they all lost. But I mean, if they all lose, I don't know. But either way, though, like I just want to point out that like our best bets are going to be released on Twitter for free.
And Instagram.
Instagram too. That's what I was trying to think of. Instagram again. I'd say like you really want to check there, and those will most likely come out the day of the game as early as we can get them out.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow, Thursday, you never know. Put some bets on Packers Lions. I don't know. I know Ryan wants to put it on. I told everyone to fade that game, but maybe he convinced me. I'll get some action.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
for a minute, I thought, is there college football tomorrow?
I think so. I mean,
okay.
we can do a separate episode to talk about college football
coming up.
Yeah, we'll tweet out some college football picks too. If in the comments, if you're listening and you want us to cover some college football matchups too, just let us know. Because right now we've been focused on the NFL. Next episode, we're going to try and also talk a little bit of Orioles going into the postseason. They won tonight against the Nationals, 99 wins. They're one game away from 100 wins. Pretty cool. All right. Like and subscribe. Until next time, Sports and Stuff out.